Welcome back to the show, everyone. I'm Noah, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by the insightful Eloise.
Thanks for having me, Noah. It's always a pleasure to be here.
You know, Eloise, I've been thinking a lot lately about how we present ourselves online versus how we truly live. Specifically, the sheer volume of complaints we see on social media about everyday life, from family drama to workplace woes. Does that resonate with you?
It absolutely does, Noah. It's almost as if social media has become this giant public forum for airing grievances that in real life we'd probably keep to ourselves or share only with our closest friends.
Right, because in our personal experiences, people generally work hard to maintain good lives and get along. Yet online, it often feels like the world is just overflowing with dissatisfaction. What do you think accounts for that stark difference?
Well, I think there's a certain dynamic at play online. Complaining often garners attention, likes, and sympathy, which can be a powerful motivator. In person, excessive complaining can actually strain relationships, so we learn to be more selective.
That's a fascinating point. So it's almost like social media acts as a loudspeaker, amplifying these negative voices, but perhaps not truly reflecting the broader reality of how people navigate their lives. We'll dive deeper into that after the break. Welcome back to Beyond the Scroll. Before the break, Eloise, you mentioned how social media acts as a loudspeaker for complaints. Can you elaborate on how that amplification might distort our perception of society as a whole?
Of course, Noah. When we're constantly exposed to a stream of grievances online, it can create this illusion that the world is far more negative and filled with dissatisfaction than it actually is. It's like only hearing the loudest, most unhappy voices.
So it's not necessarily a reflection of the majority, but rather the most vocal segment?
Precisely. In our daily lives, most people are still working hard, studying diligently, and actively trying to manage difficult relationships, whether it's with a challenging coworker or even in-laws, in a positive way. That effort often goes unshared online.
That's a crucial distinction, because in real life, if someone complains excessively, it can actually strain their relationships. Yet online, it seems to be rewarded with attention.
Exactly. The dynamic is different. Online, a complaint can garner likes, comments, and sympathy, which can be a powerful, albeit sometimes unhealthy motivator. In person, we're more mindful of how our words impact others.
So, the perception of society based on social media can be incredibly misleading. How do we as individuals navigate this and ensure we're not falling into that trap?
It really comes down to critical assessment. We need to view social media as a loudspeaker, as we said, where negative voices are often more prominent but not necessarily reflective of the broader reality.
That makes sense. It's about understanding the platform's inherent biases.
Yes, and actively seeking to balance our social media consumption with real-life interactions. That's key to getting a more accurate and positive view of society.
So, spending more time in the real world, engaging with people face to face, can act as a counterbalance to the online negativity.
Absolutely. When you step away from the scroll and engage with your community, your friends, your family, you often find that people are generally striving for harmony and dealing with challenges privately, not publicly airing every grievance.
It's almost like a digital detox. Even a small one could be incredibly beneficial for our mental health and overall outlook.
It truly can be. Being mindful of what we consume online and consciously seeking out positive, real world experiences helps to ground us and provides a much more balanced perspective.
Because ultimately, we don't want the amplified complaints online to overshadow the quiet resilience and hard work that most people put into their lives every single day.
Precisely. The vast majority of people are still navigating their lives with grace and effort, even when faced with difficulties. That's the reality we should focus on.
Eloise, this has been such an insightful conversation. It really highlights the importance of looking beyond the scroll to see the true picture.
My pleasure, Noah. It's a topic that's more relevant than ever in our digital age.
Indeed. And to our listeners, we encourage you to critically assess the content you consume online and make time for those positive, real-world experiences. They truly make a difference.
It's about finding that balance.
That's such a powerful point, Eloise. It really brings home the idea that what we see online isn't always the full story of human experience.
Exactly. It's about remembering that the digital world is just one lens, and often a very specific one, through which to view life. The real depth and nuance are found elsewhere.
And that's truly the essence of Beyond the Scroll, isn't it? Understanding that disconnect between the curated, often negative online narrative and the quieter, more resilient reality.
Absolutely. My hope is that listeners will feel empowered to step back, assess what they're consuming, and actively seek out those genuine, positive interactions in their daily lives.
I think that's a fantastic takeaway. It's about being mindful of our digital diet and making sure it doesn't overshadow the richness of our actual lives.
Precisely. A little bit of real-world engagement can truly shift your perspective.
Eloise, this conversation has been incredibly insightful and so important for our times. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us today.
It's always a pleasure, Noah. I really appreciate the opportunity to discuss these vital topics.
And to all our listeners, we hope this discussion encourages you to look beyond the scroll, to find that balance, and to appreciate the quiet efforts and resilience that truly define our communities. Thank you for tuning in to Beyond the Scroll. We'll be back next time with more thoughts on navigating our digital world.